How does FGEN differentiate itself from other listed renewable infrastructure funds in the FTSE 250?
So FGEN's broad investment mandate certainly sets us apart from many in the peer group. We invest across a very wide range of environmental infrastructure sectors, across renewable energy generation, other energy infrastructure and sustainable resource management, whereas many in the peer group have a much narrower focus on, for example, just wind and or solar and storage. And so that means that we are not reliant on the wind blowing or the sun shining to generate revenues. We do effectively generate revenue whatever the weather. And that diversification reduces our exposure to single risks such as power price or such as weather patterns. And because we generate revenues across a range of different frameworks and a range of different technologies, it means that we are less exposed to those singular risks. That diversification also gives us the opportunity to target higher returns than would otherwise just be achievable with that narrow focus on wind or solar.
You voluntarily report under Article 9 of SFDR. What does that mean in practice for investors?
So really what that means for investors is that they can place reliance on our sustainability credentials and also our commitment to those sustainability goals that we've set ourselves. So the voluntary election that we've made, combined with the disclosure and the transparency that we are keen to give investors, really makes a statement around where we see ourselves as a fund and what we want our investors to take away from that. And it also helps them to compare between the funds in a more appropriate and simple way.
Can you give examples of how you engage with portfolio companies to improve their ESG performances?
Yeah, so a good example of that is a fairly hot topic at the moment, which is biodiversity. So one of the things that we have done in recent periods is seek out independent habitat management plans for each of the assets that we manage. So that informs how we can improve biodiversity, what initiatives that we can actually put in on the ground that make a difference in that regard. So that might be something as simple as improving grazing patterns on agricultural land, or it might be installing some bird boxes. Whatever that might be, the scope of the work will be tailored to that individual site so that we can really make sure that this is something that's considered by not just the operators of those assets, but the boards that are responsible for each of them.
What are the biggest risks you see to the portfolio over the next few years, and where are the biggest opportunities for growth?
So the biggest opportunities for growth in our portfolio would certainly be within our growth assets. That is our investments into the clean transport platform, our co-located glasshouse, and our land-based aquaculture facility. These investments are all at an earlier stage in their life cycle, but we hope that as we work for the operational ramp up, they offer the potential for meaningful capital growth. And higher returns than would otherwise be achievable just compared to investing in wind or solar. At the same time, there is a lot of work for us to do on those assets. As I say, they're all at an earlier stage in their life cycle, and as we progress them through early operations and that operational ramp up where we are growing revenues and growing our customer bases, we will look to mitigate the risk associated with achieving that growth potential that we're targeting.